Hey, what's up? Escucho un feedback por ahí. ¿Aló? Yo me escucho a mí mismo aquí en el audio de acá, no sé qué.
There we go, everyone. It's taken a minute, but it seems we're all ready to start. And with that, good evening. I am Cronan Moonraven, sorcerer and wizard. And by your curse and my father's debt, I am the architect of destiny. In my service of this curse, 4 men form our party. These, as soon as I'm able to make this carnival program work correctly, are our companions. Amadeus Licorinthia, who is having a nice bite. Murakan, or in this case, due to usual mix-ups, Sully. Let's see if we can fix those really quick. Oh, how these things love to mix themselves up. We've got Sully here. There we go. And so, if we return to our scene, we have Amadeus. We have Murakan, level 4 fighter, Dragonborn. We have Zurok, a half-orc warrior. And finally, Sully, the dwarven mule. Tough man for a shaved dwarf. When we last left our heroes. And now for a story recap. When we last left our heroes in the last episode, our heroes defeated the rogue boa warriors Nekutli and Mitotli, whose names mean honey and dancer. They discovered their acts of terrorism had been an attempt to gain favor and entrance back into their clan in order to meet their stolen child. Battle could not be avoided, as the heroes took hold of their snake familiar. Accidentally inciting battle, they were able to capture the sacrifice-to-be, a pigeon elf reborn named Corpalomis, who requested to be knocked out rather than face the trek back to the village. And he was, as we say here, indulged. Their objective, that of the party at the moment, is to slay a dragon, as only its skin will survive contact with the aura of destruction that surrounds their doom, the war god, Blood Jaguar. In order to do so, they've agreed to raid a Roman tomb, a relic of the old war. Their ally, the Smoked Jaguar, kind of a supernatural god, who goes by the name of John, and of course the spirit on his back, Kiki, agreed to scout ahead and wait for them there. We return now to our heroes. Arriving at their base, intending to drop off the pigeon before forging ahead. As you cross the tree line, my friends, let me just make sure that I have this upon the right. Let us place ourselves upon the right moment and place in time. This is a map of our world known as ORO, and just a moment. And this is our world known as ORO, and it's one continent known as Eurasia. Very typical thing in fantasy world building, but this mega continent houses all of our adventures. If we go a little further down, left, we find this unfinished map of the Empire, as it is known at our time, the year 6998. And in particular, I would bring to mind this corner over here, who is particularly undescribed. This region of the world is known as Treven. And our party, currently, is somewhere around here. Now, this is a few different scales of maps as are commonly seen in this game. In a very rough understanding, our party is here at the very edge of the known world, and the closest city or settlement is this one, the city of Tenki. In order to reach there, they would have to cross a month's worth of the mother jungle. Certainly an issue that not every adventurer is capable of. Their settlement is this place, known for now, very colloquially, as the town of the Blood Tree. This is where our men are currently headed. You are coming in roughly from the east, this area, having defeated your previous foes. Let us have one more look again. These are provisional tokens, just in case. We do have artists who will be working with us in order to make some more appropriate renderings of our characters. But now that we are all here, gentlemen, let's see. Can the music be heard? Yes. You cross the tree line and come to see your allies. The stonemason and architect of blood, a giant of a man you know as Otter, is now looking, well, I wouldn't call him normal. He is still abnormally tall, even for one of his race. But he is now much less fat, very evidently, because in the time of your battle, he has poured it all into a new, fresh stone. There is a large stele, a piece of blocky stone, some 30 feet by length, 10 feet tall and 4 wide. He is currently at the front of it, massaging a part of the wall, while some of the legionnaires that accompanied him build fires and make fans out of banana tree leaves. He sees you come in, the 4 of you, carrying a fat pigeon man on your shoulder.
Dragging. I said I would drag him, and I will drag him.
Oh, he is being dragged. Allow me to just increase your volumes a little bit percentually, my friends.
Yeah, by the way, I'm hearing myself through your sound. Like there's an echo.
That should be fixable. Let's just go to the sound properties for a moment.
Hello, hello? Yeah, that's good now. No, wait, there it is. Still there.
There is still.
Okay, if we do monitor off here, please try talking a moment more when I say talk, talk, talk. How about now?
Hello, I am Lindsay Lohan.
Now nobody can hear him. Oh, so terrible.
I need some ligaments! Sorry, I had to do it.
Anyone in chat who can confirm sound with us,
Ya cerralo,
please?
ya cerralo, ya cerralo.
Yeah.
Sí. Anótalo en papel.
For now,
So-
put him in a corner where he's not annoying. No. Wait, what?
Can you hear the rest of us?
Ale, please
sí.
let us know. Do you
Ale,
hear?
How about now?
No se escucha.
Okay, he can hear the rest of us, but not Kay.
Should be okay now. I
Check,
put
check.
myself back into it. Very well.
There you go. All right.
Please continue.
Yeah, just put him in a corner where he won't be a bother until he wakes up. If he wakes up, tie him up. Or tie him up before he wakes up, now that I think about it. I'm gonna go check on the gnome.
All
Be
right,
right
then.
back.
The gnome. Oh, yes. So, you all make your way really quick to check on the woman known as Margarita. Where you last left her, she was having a bit of a... Oh,
Wait,
yes? Amadeus?
Before we could go, I cast Earthbound to the Birdman, just in case.
Oh, all right. Please read to me the text of Earthbound.
Basically, he can fly.
Excellent. So as the man is put down into the ground, you cast a little bit of your magic. Stony fingers bind his ankles and his wrists to the floor. Even though he's got fat pigeon wings, in that position he won't be able to take flight. That might have been a good idea. As you well know, the pigeon known as Corpalomis is known to be slippery. So, you make your way down to the central plaza, below the leaves of the blood tree, with its white bark and the whisper on the wind of a happy village which is not physically there. And indeed, you do find the gnome woman. She is currently sitting cross-legged with her eyes closed and an expression of peace on her face. Yeah, turns out the tree did speak to her.
oh, you look a lot better.
She doesn't respond. Her eyelids are fluttering rapidly.
You're having a moment. I'll be right back. I'll be back later.
And so, you all gather together. As you know, your objectives at the moment are to survive. There is a god of war walking in your direction who will be here maybe in a day, maybe two. Who knows? But as soon as he gets close enough, it will make the highly magical trees around you explode. And so, your option, such as it is to entreat the war god, either by just walking into the flames or preparing yourself. You know that there is a tomb nearby. One of your allies, the man known as John, the supernatural cop, went ahead to scout. You believe you could reach it within 3-4 hours of travel through the jungle? It is midday. What will you choose to do?
Fellas, how about we eat first? I think that.
Yeah, we would like
Right.
to prepare first.
Very
Yeah.
good. You may take the benefits of a short rest or a long rest if you're willing to spend up to an hour. Now, long rests are meant to last much longer, but because I'm tracking time for the purposes of this game, you want to know whether you're using a small amount or a large amount. Will you rest until nightfall, or will you just have a short lunch?
I would say short lunch. Everyone
Short
agrees?
lunch.
That's the only thing I need for now. Just to grab some.
I'm kind of I
Chicken.
need a long rest.
Definitely, Sullivan is a little bit more battered than the others, as during your last adventure, he found out what it feels like to be a pinball. Rough experience.
By his own
Magically
damn
powered
fault.
chainsaw pinball.
All
But
right.
hey, I see, however, that you have forgotten to level up. You will have to see about that before next session if you survive this one.
I just go into the table wherever there is some food, and I see the biggest, and I grab a big piece of meat or pork and just start eating it. It's been a while since I could eat this without a acid in my stomach.
So, as for what's available, you don't have a lot of things with you, but the dwarven refugees now, which are staying.
You're
Now I'm
talking
hearing
about the
myself.
food. I
This is
thought
driving me
there
crazy.
was a table with food.
So here's the thing: the dwarven refugees did bring quite a lot of food with them. You grab something off the table, and it looks like a bunch of kelp. It's green, but it's crispy, and you go, "What the fuck?" You bite into it, and at first you get the taste of battered flour, and underneath it's this very salty jelly full of umami. You look at it, and this is clearly some kind of fish roe. You're eating like fried fish eggs, but it's been done so well. It's so nutritionally dense that if you didn't reach your maximum HP while spending dice in the short rest, you can spend one more dice. So these are fried kelp roe. Anyone may have one of
Yeah.
these. It's essentially one free health dice on a short rest.
Oh,
Okay. I love it. I keep
So-
eating. It's been a while since
Gentlemen,
I
roll
could
your
eat some,
dice, get
some
your
fried food.
HP back, whichever one you're going to keep, and make sure that you do your tracks. 1
Well,
hour
the
passes,
only one who
and
got-
we are now on the afternoon. As you guys take a moment to eat, you see what the Legionnaires were doing. They built a couple of fires in front of the new wall, and they're using the hastily constructed fans to more rapidly dry one side of the green stone mound, such that it remains smooth. However, just before you finish eating, you take a look down the beach to where the Black Pyramid sits during the day, and you see that the submersible that the dwarves brought is now being roped to a side of the beach to keep it from being dragged out by the ocean. It seems that the rescue efforts are not going too well.
Well, you go.
no, I was just going to grab something to eat, get my weapons check my armor. Next, I'm getting ready to depart at any time.
Speaking
I
of
don't
armor,
have
what
anything to do here.
is the state of mind? No, I can hear you.
This string.
Monitoring and outputting. There we go. Possible that I'm hearing myself.
En el stream se escucha a veces como que se va.
Yeah, well. How about now? I still hear myself double. Oh, sounds. What a terrible mistress they are. Someday, perhaps, we'll have them all figured out. Okay, what was being said just before?
That I should check for wisdom or luck to see if my
Yes.
armor is.
So a wisdom throw will have a bonus with it, and your difficulty is going to be 15. Basically, we're going to measure a mix of how you've been moving through the jungle, if you've been exposed to too much moisture, or if your now understanding of the terrain has allowed you to keep your gear better in check. What the audience may
Alright,
not
let
know
me-
is that the magical jungle around the characters has the characteristic of breaking down
Hello.
metals,
Hello.
anything but for gold and silver, quite rapidly.
Hello.
And so metal armor tends to rust.
Hello.
You're with us. So, roll your dice, and after that, we'll set out for the adventure.
All right, so luck or wisdom, same thing. I got 0 on a bonus, so 4.
I'm afraid your armor has rusted quite badly. On your character sheet, you may want to take off the, I believe, 3 AC you get from that full plate, as it is quite frankly unusable.
Okay, so about down to 17.
Hold on, buddy. I have something for you, I think.
Oh. The wizard takes a look at the fighter who is tending to his armor.
Give me
have
a
you
second. Let me see that.
I'm not sure what you can do. They tell me that it's the air around here that is full of some Roman stuff that is making my armor rust at just record time.
Hold on, buddy.
Okay, I want to.
Okay, just a question. There is a spell. It's from transmutation that it's called mend that helps you fix stuff, but I can't remember the exact. It's mend or amend. I can't remember the exact.
It's called mend, and it essentially restores the health to non-living objects. I believe it would allow you to restore up to 1d6. Let us look it up on D&D Wikidot quite quickly.
Please.
Mending.
Yeah.
Here it is. I'm just going to read the text. This spell repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, such as a broken link, two halves of a broken key, a torn cloak, or a leaking wineskin. As long as the break or tear is no larger than 1 foot in any dimension, you mend it, leaving no trace of the former damage. I'm going to say this. Zurok's armor is actually quite good. It is magically enchanted, a result of previous adventures. You may attempt to mend it, but even that will be temporary. It will last for the day if you're able to roll an Arcana check at difficulty 17.
All right. I'm giving you that check right now, buddy. Arcana.
Okay, I want to.
I started looking at. I said, "Let me see your armor," and I started looking at it while I do 20 dice. All right. How much did you say it was? 17? 18?
Yes, sir.
I got an 18.
With an 18, you are able to feel the working of the magic around you. Your senses now. See, a body and a mind are not separate things. In your new body, a lot of your old magical senses are quite simply more sensitive. As you apply your mending art to this armor, you notice the pattern of corrosion. It's almost as if it's been dipped in acid. It actually makes you afraid for yourself for a moment, but as you look at it better, you notice that the leather buckles are absolutely fine. It is the steel that's being eaten away. So you're able to cast mending on the more critical parts. It is still damaged, don't get me wrong, but you don't lose your armor for the purposes of this mission. You have extended it for 24 hours. So mending will spend, if I'm not mistaken, a level 1 spell slot? No, it's a cantrip. You may cast it again and again.
There you go.
Wow.
So remember to give me that thing before we go to sleep.
However,
Thank you. Sure, I will try to remember.
Okay. So with your fixed up armor and everybody feeling nice and strong, having eaten some rarities of the Dwarven Ocean, I suppose you head on out. In order to reach the place of the Roman tomb for which you received directions, it will require group survival checks. That means that everybody has to roll, but 2 people need to succeed in order for it to be a success.
Okay.
So a
Before we do
success
this,
of 2, avoid rolling on a combat team.
Okay.
Success of 3.
Just a minute. Just a minute.
we need to move fast, right?
Yes, sir.
If I can, okay. So long stride is a level 1 spell, but I can cast it for each slot I cast. I can add another person to cast the slap on the
spell. You can cast
the
it
spell
on.
on. Yeah, exactly. So
I see. So you
I'm
will
gonna
use
use
a higher level spell slot to put it on everybody.
on everybody, that's right. So we can move faster and we get there faster.
So mechanically, so this is what happens. You cast the spell. Everybody feels fleeter of foot, no matter your heavy armor. However, you will still have to do these survival checks. At least 2 out of the total 3. Because you can move faster, but that also makes it easier for your group to separate on the way. And you know, the jungle is no place.
Murakhan has something to say.
Murakhan.
Yeah, I was trying to rephrase what I was trying to do, because this is in order to change eventually my favorite terrain as a ranger.
Oh.
So I want to start going through everything that I went through in the forest since I wake up the last time.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to identify some patterns in the forest, so I can start to feel the forest a little bit better. Because
let me tell you
when I
something.
was in my last
that I track, which means feats given to you by the adventure. And as a matter of fact, Zurok already has one such tracker feat from going around this terrain several times. So why don't you roll me call it either an insight difficulty 15 check or some intelligence-based skill in order to put together the things that you have been learning.
Okay. Intelligence. Can I not do it with survival or something?
Do I notice what he's doing?
Well, you see Murakon looking at the tree line very carefully and clearly moving through his mind palace, trying to be like, okay, so that was the north. We had the sun come up the other side. You can, in fact, lend the help action to his roll.
Yeah, because I want to like give him like a layout. I do like the thing on the sand that the girl did for me the first time around.
You draw a map on the sand, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right, what do I roll?
You don't roll anything. This means that Murakon gets to roll with advantage, so you can roll twice and take the highest number if you so wish.
Okay, then I have just +1 on insights, and I will do it with that. And that is a 9, and the other one is a 7, so it's a 10 and an 8. Not yet, my friend.
So you're not quite able to put it together yet. You're a little bit more disoriented than the others. However, this has lowered the difficulty for the next time around. So you may attempt to roll this once we finish the survival checks. So,
Great.
You head out into the jungle. Please, as a group, everybody roll survival. The DC you're trying to hit is 12.
Okay, so I roll with advantage. And that's 19 on the die.
Sullivan rolls survival.
Jesus. Close 4. What's the difficulty again? 13? 12. Ah.
If I have proficiency on survival, can I roll with advantage?
15?
Is that?
No, it means you add your proficiency bonus to the stat that it says. So if survival is based off of wisdom,
Wisdom.
You also add your proficiency modifier, which at your level I think is a +3. So add your wisdom plus your modifier.
Well, that's a 19 on the dice +4.
Okay.
It's a 23.
19 on the die. Plus
That's 2 successes.
3.
For the others?
I got 11 plus 4, which is 15.
That's 3 successes. How about Sullivan?
Mike, can't hear you. You're muted.
You're muted.
I 10.
She's not muted.
10 is sufficient, and it's not more than 5 away, so you don't get lost. Here's the thing. In D&D, there is a saying. Don't split the party. I'll let you know now, when you move together, you gotta be careful, because this jungle will split you. However, with 3 successes, you're able to avoid rolling on any of the danger tables. So you do the first part of the trek. With 3 successes, you also avoid rolling on the random encounter table, the less damaging one. This means that you cover good ground. You head out into the jungle and start moving north, then a little bit to the east. You know that you can't be far because you can hear the waves on your left, which means that you're not going in circle. Please now, my friends, one more roll to arrive at your destination.
Okay.
Highest is 14.
14 for me as well.
Okay, how about the other 2?
We're in sync, you and I.
13.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried about that.
Damn. You guys are just flying past this.
10.
Again? I'm a little surprised. Oh, listen. The only thing that's strange is the fact that you don't run into anything. There are a couple of twitchy moments when you get quite close to the limbs of the strangler. You know that there is a specimen moving around the area, but with the death,
Don't touch that. Don't touch that. Stay away from that.
You manage to avoid the strangling octopus tree vines, and you arrive at your
Okay.
destination. Now,
I roll for perception to see if I find John.
uno momento, my good sir. I'm just setting everything up as it has to be. And so, you find a very strange place. Let's just make a little bit of zoom here so that this is better seen. You may notice that you have your character tokens down here. The distances here are more or less appropriate. I did make these maps quite quickly. So, you reach a section of jungle that suddenly gives clear to something most strange. Level ground. All of a sudden, it's as if the trees and lush vegetation have decided to come to a halt in a perfect circle around an ugly, squat, gray, rounded building. A dome some 30 feet across. It would have been level with the ground as well,
Okay.
but for a deep moat which encircled it. Another 30
Hey.
feet down, walls of... Come again?
I think it would be nice if you reduce the size of the map on the stream, because it's hiding your face.
I know. It's because for a moment I am doing this description. But we can also do that. All right. Hello. Now, you all have the link to that map which I sent you on our Discord. Please click it so that you can see inside of it. You have editor privileges. So locate your character token. Write down everything on the map that you may want to have handy. And put your character tokens on this frame. Rather, I have already set some, but as you come into the map, you'll be able to see them. So, a dome some 30 feet across, which would have been level with the ground, except for a moat around it. The walls of stone are spattered with a black ichor, which gives off a sickly sweet scent. It's like being inside of a mist of sweetener, stevia. Figures move in the mud beneath. They're vaguely human-like, strangely distended, skinny and pathetic. They don't have eyes. Their mouths are conic and lined with blunted, misshapen teeth. You can't tell how many there are. 10, 20, 100. They're all the same below the roiling muck. A section of the ground seems to protrude from the chasm leading to what is clearly the entrance of the bunker. A pair of faceless stone doors, which you can see from this distance, are almost perfectly blank. But for a hole in the middle, about the size, let's say, of an arm. As you look around, no signs of John and Kiki.
Can I roll for perception to
Yes,
see
you
if I
may.
find tracks
Please,
or
roll your
something?
dice.
Total of 7.
No luck. John is already a stealthy fucker, especially before you add in supernatural elements to the mix. Who knows? Maybe he got distracted before he got here. The sun is high in the sky.
I'll try to find the guys as well.
My apologies. Battle beasts in the house. Please continue.
Okay, do I know this John?
Yes, John would be the man known as Smoke Jaguar, him who carries the ghost of a panther around his shoulders. Supernatural
Okay.
police, jungle predator
All right.
type. Interesting.
Guys,
The cat is the
I'll
cop.
find him. Okay, so I just cast the Habano, put it in my hand, light it up
One moment,
with my
please.
finger. So don't worry, I'm gonna find him.
Apologies, gentlemen. My familiar was protecting me from the demons of outer dark. Please continue.
Hold on. No, it's. I thought it would be useful to use the finds person spell, but it's only for 30 feet. So, if in this plan, if we can see him here, I think it won't be useful to just cast the spell. Never mind.
Very well. So, unless anybody's got some other form of perception or investigation they want to do, here's what you notice. The creatures in the pit are trying to come out, but they are small and pathetic. Even if they did, you wouldn't be worried about it. What you do see is a piece of ground which juts towards the opening. There is a 30-foot gap, almost as if somebody removed a much-needed drawbridge. How will you get there?
Wonder if John did this. Don't think so.
It's hard to imagine a single man removing an entire bridge. Who knows? There might not even have been one originally.
A question: is something below like dangerous or just water, land?
Well, it's a black sludge that smells sweetly, and you know that there is a bunch of. I mean, you couldn't even really call them ghouls. They're dregs, more like these.
Do we need to get to the other side, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the entrance.
All right.
We just have a crowd, but no bridge.
Okay, you big guy, can you bring me the biggest tree or piece of
You
wood
mean the
can-
gray big guy or the scaly big guy?
Both of them.
Technically,
Okay.
Sullivan's also quite big for a dwarf.
All right. So you,
Wait,
the strong guy,
wait.
bring me
Water
something big.
can fly, right?
No, he doesn't have wings.
No.
He's a dwarf, more like a scaly rather than.
Can jump. Okay.
I could try to jump, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to make it to the other side.
Also,
Can you help the
you can't
magician
just
get the
say
thing
that he
I
can
need?
jump
to
just
help
because
you?
he's a black dragonborn. Like, that's racist, Mike. You should know this. Sorry, Sullivan. That'll go on the replays. So, if you wish to cut down the tree, there are many good specimens around. This would take maybe an hour to cut it without hurting yourselves. You could do it faster. It would be a sustained series of strength checks. So everybody who's on the task can roll. If all three of you roll, you
Can
do
I
it with
try
advantage.
something?
Yes, sir.
I,
What do you
Can
I
want?
don't need
something?
something that big. I just need something big enough so that I can use the spell enlarge.
Oh,
Uh,
so you can cut down a smaller tree. Well,
can I try something fun?
You should have said that before. I'm already
What have
hitting
you
the
got in
biggest
mind,
ass tree I saw before.
I want someone to grab me and throw me.
Yeah, we're not gonna do that.
I can catapult him.
hey, if
That's
Master
what you
Tamok
want.
was here, you remember when he threw you using catapult? That would have been a strategy. But
Yes,
think
but
that's
I don't
what you
have
can
the
do.
strength of Timok, and I don't have the aim of Timok. So
Fair enough.
But Amadeus
enough.
can do it. He's super strong and
Okay, my folks, please roll
Big.
a perception check in order to find a suitable tree. This will facilitate the strength checks.
Okay.
14.
14. Anybody else?
I see nothing. I get a 1.
Man, you look
13.
around you and see a bunch of sticks on steroids, but no good trees. Missing the
13.
jungle for the wood, I guess. However, 14 is enough to find one. Now, it's still going to be a strength check because wood is heavy, especially rainforest wood, which is full of water. So, the strength difficulty check for this is going to be a 15. If two people work at it, one can give the other the help action. So that one
Do
person.
you want to? Do you want me to help with that, boy?
Sure.
Okay,
So,
who is going to
okay.
make the roll?
Well, Sully, how much strength do you have? I got a +4.
+2.
I got a plus.
All right.
I have athletics
Two.
+8.
Athletics +8. I will allow you to make the roll with athletics.
I mean,
So
If Sullivan wants to make the roll, you can make it with athletics. Go for it. Roll. Roll twice.
11 and 8.
11 and 8. Ooh,
Plus
is that with the
8.
+8 bonus?
Mm-hmm.
Or is that on the dice?
No, 11 on the dice.
Okay, with
Oh,
that
That's
+8,
19.
that's 19.
19.
When you give me
Okay.
results, please give me results with the bonus added, just for simplicity's sake.
Okay.
So with a
19.
19, here's what happens. Between the two warriors, you cut down a fresh adult tree and bring it down carefully to the ground. Just as you think you're about to put it down, it hits the dwarf's shoulders, and without even asking, he just, and like a strong man, moves up to the lip of the of the chasm, and puts it on an angle. You're holding it at 45 degrees, like a giant wood, waiting for
I
you to
look
drop
at
the spell.
I look at Morakan and like whisper to him, "How old is this motherfucker again?"
In Dwarf life
Sullivan,
or in
please roll a DC 10 Constitution check.
Constitution.
You know what?
Espera, esto DC 10, ¿qué significa? Un dado de 10.
No,
No,
DC
No.
10.
This is the
DC
difficulty,
10
my
DC
brother.
is 10.
Ah,
When I say DC, I mean the number that you need to meet or beat.
okay.
So roll the
Constitution.
D20, add your Constitution modifier.
20. Natural 20. And
Listen,
Jesus.
without letting go of the wood, you just go. And you feel absolutely fine. Don't ask. I'm good. And so, Amadeus, do you cast this spell?
Fucking hell!
Okay. Before I look at him, I said, "Are you getting magically attacked?" And then I cast
I
it.
just magically attack the wood.
What's
How
the
does-
need for a
How
spell?
do they
Just
enlarge
throw
me?
the
Do they
fucking
just
dart.
throw all at once? Explain to me how Amadeus does this act of magic. Because some things you
All
do
right.
quite casually, but this is living material. So, how does your magic look like when you enlarge a tree and give this dwarf the biggest the biggest wood of his life?
God damn it!
Bridge the gap.
Fair warning, dear
Wizard.
chat. This is how we normally are, and yes, we are perfectly sober. You have been warned.
Yeah, this is
Perfectly
me sober.
silver?
This is the most
Sober.
terrifying
We're sober.
form of me. I chill out under ambrosia. That's what I'm going to
Right.
say for now.
So, can we, yeah, Kamikaze Dwarf, please. No. So what? Do you want me to give you something beautiful and nice just for the cinematic?
I mean, you can also talk to me in terms of mechanics. Like, you're an old wizard. You can make shit flashy. You can make shit efficient. Tell me,
All right.
how do you do it?
I put my hands on the
On the dwarf wood?
On
on the
the
dark
island,
wood. Yeah. And I touch it and it starts to glow and it starts to grow. All of it, not only the tree, but it's living. So everything all together start growing. It grows leaves and trees all the way. Well, it's going big enough that it falls, like a good portion of the tree falls on the other side, and it's perfectly fine and easy to walk on it.
as a matter of fact, it is. The freshly grown
Pinocchio would be
branches stick
proud.
into the grounded terrain around the bunker, and you guys have a perfect bridge across. As you go over it, you don't even need to balance that hard. It's just solidly in place. You have avoided an issue, perhaps. You managed to make
I
it in
wish.
front of the.
I want to do a inside check when I'm crossing the bridge to see the goo, the liquids, the strange liquid that is in the pond where we're crossing, to see if I
So you want to see the liquids while
find
we're
my-
walking on the dwarf's wood?
So you
Yeah.
make a classical mistake of antiquity, which is don't look fucking down when you're balancing. I am going to need a DC 8 dexterity check because as you look down, you see the hungry faces of the dregs looking up at you as they've all gathered under the bridge. They don't have eyes, and yet they look at you hungrily.
A dexterity check
It is a dexterity saving throw, difficulty 8.
is 50 on the die. Plus
You're
5,
absolutely
that is my.
fine. Listen, they're ugly, but not only did you do some dungeoneering when you were still a soldier of fortune, so to speak, you also betted this particularly beautiful in her own way orcish woman. I'll let you decide how the rest of that story goes. And I'm just saying, there are different definitions of beauty. You're a black dragon. So you're able to keep your footing. You may roll your insight check with advantage.
Okay. That's 18 total.
It takes you a moment to put it together. You see the hungry dregs, and you kind of notice that the bigger, stronger ones, because there are differences even in this society of castouts, are closer to the main building. Like they seem to get weaker, more frail, the closer to your starting point is. As you follow with your eyesight, you notice that there is a difference in hue, in pattern, in the black liquid. It is much blacker, so to speak, much darker, but also purer the closer to the building you are. And so you kind of think maybe this isn't like poop. That smell is strange. This is not the smell of sewage.
It's
No.
kind of the same smell that the black snake goo
Without a
gave
check,
the first time we.
yes, it is, best as you can tell, the smell of pure sweetness, but not of food, something sweeter than sugar should be. As you put it together, you realize this pit is a stomach. It is digesting the jungle around it and growing slowly.
Damn.
That means those dregs must be surviving off of it. You
By
don't
the way,
think
the
the black
map
sludge itself is
is
poisonous, but
gone in the stream. I don't know if that's
Say, my brother?
intentional. The map is not showing on the stream.
I know. That's because we're currently talking. So,
Okay, all right.
gentlemen, you reach the closed stone doors. Okay. I need to find a way to get this music to loop itself. The stone doors are closed, barred against each other. There is barely a small line in the middle that indicates it's not just a single stone slab, but for the whole, approximately at chest height. Words are written in the stone in a language that seems strangely familiar, even though you know you can't speak it. You're able to read it. It says, Etiam misellus corda, cruentat odor. Very, very poorly translated. You've never seen this tongue before. And yes, there is a hole on the doors. What will you do?
The first thing I do is talk to them about the thing I noticed.
You appraise them. This entire pit might as well be working as a magical stomach, and those things down
Yeah.
there survive off of it.
So tell me,
That's
you,
a
old
very
man, you
good
know
show.
about these things. Do you think that is possible with entering inside the stomach of a big creature that is devouring this shit?
Well, from what Otter, John, and the others told me, this is something that people are supposed to do every now and again. Apparently, these places fill up again with monsters, so they need to be cleaned up regularly. So there must be a way in a safe passage. However, since we don't know how long this place has been abandoned, we don't know what the hell we're going to find.
That is correct. Just a quick aside for our viewers. The Roman tombs, and they're called so for the ancient peoples of this world, hailed from the land of Italy, and thus were very much Romans. Oh, sorry. I left my-
So you're telling me that we have to kill everything that is inside there?
Well, very specifically, you're going for the boss, which you think quite likely will be some form of dragon. You want its skin to make a suit so you can resist the fire of the
Oh,
world
I
god.
remember now. Yes, sorry. All head, all head. It's 180 years. You have to know.
I mean, some memories are definitely dissipating. You also feel like you're learning much faster than you ever did before. It's a strange feeling.
All right. Let me see. So there's a hole.
There is a
How
hole
big
and
is
there's
that
an
hole?
inscription in Latin. Pig
Okay.
Latin.
Can I throw something in there?
You can try to put something in there, yeah. What are you gonna do?
I want to first know what it smells like in
What
there.
does the hole smell like? You won't even need
Yeah.
a check for this. The hole stinks of blood.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on. Don't put your hand in there. Um, let me see.
Or-
So can I make
My-
it?
what about my
Yes, in the,
what
in
about
the-
my
puppy cam?
The
Wait,
fell
wait.
beast must be trying to protect me. I listen to you.
If I can cast it, if I can throw a check to see what it says in the description.
May attempt to make either a straight intelligence check at difficulty 20, or you may attempt a history check at difficulty 15.
Okay. Intelligence at 20, history 15. I'm gonna go with history.
Go for it. Please roll.
All right.
I'm just going to close the window because my fell beast is not shutting up. Roll
Plus
and give me
8.
the result, please.
28. Does it work?
Damn.
You hearken back to your days as a student, back at the college after you had met Arcantos and been accepted on not even really a professional, how would you call it, scholarship. You were quite literally the headmaster's protege. You were sitting down at a lecture and you heard the words, "This, the language of the Latines, tends to appear over and over again in magical scrolls far and wide. It seems to be a language which is easily linked to magic, even more so than Elven, even though it doesn't belong to any culture in our world." The words of one of your old teachers ring in your head, and as a matter of fact, yeah, it's fucking Latin. You don't speak it, but it is one of the many arcane languages that you have investigated. So, with that, I would, if you hadn't gotten such a high result, I would require another roll, but you're able to make the translation quite easily. It means even the pathetic heart bleeds gold.
You said that
So
I
I
have
tell you-
points of connection, right?
You do have points of connection. Before we go
I'll
on, allow me to explain this to our audience. ORO is a world set at the last possible universe. It is not unreal, it is unlikely. I am the architect of destiny. I come from ORO and I have been placed in this lunar void in order to tell these stories. Our participants are what are called dreamers, or I would call you sorcerers of the most foul kind. But the dreamers are necessary, for through their connection to the peoples of my world, you are able to influence our history. Connection is a mechanic of the game of Oro, which allows the dreamer to speak to their character. So, Ghost Maker, since you have connection level 1, a mechanism which is earnable by anybody that participates in creation of this stuff, you may attempt to send a message to Zurok. Depending on the message, the difficulty will be higher. This is a luck roll. So tell me, what will you do and or say? I will now call my warp. 1
Push.
moment.
Put the mage in front of the hole.
So this is a fairly specific message. If you want to send it, you must roll a 12 on a luck check. That is just a 1d20 above a 12.
No, that's an 8.
Zurok, you have an inkling of something, as if an idea comes to you, but doesn't quite crystallize. You take a look at your companion, and a feeling of dread comes over you. You might have been about to do something quite bad. Now, Amadeus, I assume you explain the riddle to your companions.
You're muted.
Yes. So, this is what it says, and I tell them everything.
Okay. Because Murakan did that insight check earlier, I will allow you all as a group to roll investigation. The difference between investigation and perception is investigation helps you put things that have been told together. It's basically take the evidence we have and GM, tell me a little bit more. The difficulty for this is going to be a 12. It is fairly low. All 4 of you may roll, only one needs to succeed.
About 13.
Okay, how about the others?
I got a 6.
Investigation.
Mm-hmm.
13.
I don't look, man. It felt. I'm not. I'm just gonna show it to you because I don't want you to feel like I'm lying. But this is 2 20s in a row. There you go.
Oh my god. No complaints. Listen, Amadeus, you're the first one to get it, and you think it is both devious and sophisticated in its cruelty. From what little you've seen about this civilization already, the Romans didn't put a lot of stock or value in life. This door needs to pierce a heart to open. But you also know that from the building, they probably weren't dumb. They probably weren't wasting their resources. Those things down in the pit have hearts. If you need to go in, why sacrifice yourself? Sacrifice one of them.
All right. So, are those things in the pit, are they heavy? Like, how heavy are they?
No, they look, I mean, size, they might be halflings. It's hard to say. They're like severely degenerated anthropoids.
So a mage hand could carry them?
Oh. It might.
All right.
you can
I
choose.
cast mage hand.
You can choose whether to make an attack roll or I want to say Arcana for this very specifically. Shit, you might have to do both in order, make an attack roll to grab one, and then an
Okay.
Arcana roll to bring it up, because it's going to resist.
Okay. So to grab him, it's all right. It's a 12. What's my mod attack? It's with the dexterity or strength?
An attack roll, because it's a magical attack, will be using your spellcasting modifier, so that'll be your intelligence plus your proficiency.
8.
Do I notice what he's trying to do?
That's a 20. 12 plus 8, it's 20.
Right, so in a moment of eureka, the wizard looks down, extends a hand into the air, and then pulls back, and there is a spectral fist covered in black muck holding one of these things up in the air. It is every bit as disgusting up close as it was from far away. The smell of black ichor intensifies. It tries to make some weak, gasping sounds as it's being held in the telekinetic hand. Amadeus, do you complete the door opening ritual? Or are you going to explain
sir.
to anybody? You just go
I
ahead
just
and do it.
I-
With your
I'll
telekinetic
just-
hand,
I just-
you take
Yeah.
this thing, and put its chest in front of the door. In half of a second, a clicking sound is heard, and the silvery spear comes out of the hole behind it, punctures it, its heart still beating at the tip of the spear, and then it protrudes some hooks, retreats back. The drag falls to the
Okay.
ground and limps about, not dying, spewing
Okay.
black ichor everywhere. As it spasms, the doors grind open with the sound of rock
I
on rock.
I grab my sword and like decapitate it.
I
You
look
cut
at
its
the
head
door
off.
and I say, "Abracadabra, motherfucker."
Both sides continue to wriggle for a moment longer. In the harsh afternoon sun, it bleeds quickly and then thins out. You see the corpse of this thing become like paper. You could swear it burned. It looks like a piece of leather. The darkness looms
What
inviting.
the
The Roman
fuck
tomb
is
is open.
this thing?
Abracadabra, let's go in. Let's kill whatever we came to kill.
Sure, I toss
Yeah.
the remains, like not even toss, like I just drag them with the sword. The
Not,
remains
not
down
even.
to
I use
the
the make hand to just. I use the make hand.
Throw it back into the pit.
Yeah.
Okay. It sails away and disappears under the black waters. Okay, gentlemen. I'm going to call this a brief break so that I can take a pee and get my maps together. And when we return, we will delve into the Roman bunker and the dungeons beneath. Ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen, this is
Nice.
ORO episode 2.
I don't shit my axes before you go to pee,
Sorry?
just in case.
No, let's
I don't
just go.
shit my axes before you go to pee,
Okay,
just
we
in case.
talk while we go.
Amadeus, what were you saying?
I'm saying that we the party. Well, you go take your pee. We're gonna talk about what's next. What's coming.
No,
Excellent.
espera, yo tengo que ir a despedir a unos amigos en el baño. Ya regreso.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen of the audience, we
Diablo,
will
señorita.
take a counted 10-minute break as of now. So when the screen goes into taking a break, 10 minutes, and then we return to Oro, episode 2, the tomb of the of the dead gods. See you in a bit.
That's racist.
Motherfuckers. All right, mute yourselves, or else you'll be on stream. Aha. And so it is. We return. To all of our dear watchers at home, thank you very much for being here. If you're watching this live or later on YouTube, it is all the same. Wanted and appreciated. We are 2 people away from hitting our goal of becoming an affiliate here on Twitch. Point at which, dear God, maybe some money will come in. But even if that isn't what happens, just know that by watching us, you are making my dream come true. Oh, Saul, come here. Say hi to chat. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you my darling son. As I am son of the moon and raven, this is my sunlight, my boy Saul. He is not magical, he is just a very good boy. And that's magic enough. With that, let us welcome our heroes back into the camera. Amadeus the Corinthia, reborn elven wizard. Murakan the Black Dragonborn, who spews poison, acid, and quips. His one-time killer, Zurok the half-orc prisonborn, decapitated him. It was another life. Sully, the dwarf, beardless but with beautiful long hair, the man who would never stop sacrificing for those he loves. We are at the gates of Avernus, at the gates of a hell. Hey, Saul, can you let Daddy torture his friends for fun on the internet? You look at me with those eyes, I'm gonna have trouble concentrating. Oh, that's not your fault. But what is your fault, gentlemen, is the fight that you are now in. Let me just, the music should have come in a little bit. For as the doors open, the sunlight reveals the occupants of this first room. It is a stone room lined with gray stone walls. 6 empty, ancient beds are scattered about, and their occupants, quite clearly, have been caught unawares. Listen, Monday mornings can be very long when you are undead. They basically never end. There are 6 Roman skeleton spearmen waiting for you there. I am now going to open up the map. And wow. So I'll try to focus this in such a way as it's half visible for our good people on the stream. And I may move myself a little bit higher just to make sure that everybody is visible. Okay, well, the autofocus function is going to do its magic and keep me in the middle. But here is where we are. Gentlemen, please roll for initiative. And if I think my little dog is crying to go outside. Roll and give me your results, you bastards.
Where is that map? Because I'm trying to find it.
Now, just as a very quick reminder, you have the link to this Zoom place on our Discord. That is for my players, not for the watchers at home. If you ever see one of our friends on screen, no, you didn't. No, you didn't. Don't be a bitch. So, numbers.
All right.
17.
17 for Sully. That's pretty high.
I got 13.
13 for Zurok. Let me just to get a new page. Murakan and Amadeus, initiative, please.
12.
Amadeus, you're mute.
You're muted.
16, baby.
Okay, now I am going to roll for our Roman legionnaires, these ancient wights clad in steel armor, loriga segmentata with a death's head skull, charge out from the darkness at you. If I turn on this source and put it just below this one, you should be able to see my rolls more or less. That is a 12 plus their bonus modifier of 2. That puts them at 14. In order. That means it's going to be Sully, followed by Suruk. No, my bad. Sully, then the Legionnaires. Then it's Zuruk, then it's Murakan, then it's Amadeus. I'll keep track.
I don't want to be first.
You are first, buddy.
I don't know what to do.
Oh, just do your best. It seems that the old Legionnaire hasn't been in battle in a long time. You've mostly been doing battle with vegetables. They are mighty, but they don't strike back. Outside of most elven gardens. Anyways, what action will you take, sir?
There's a question. The frog that I have.
No.
No, that frog is just gonna kill us all.
If you throw it in
How
this
big
room,
is it?
everybody is going to take 10d8 poison damage. That includes
And
you.
probably the skeletons will live because they're
Like
skeletons.
there is a saving throw, but this is going to affect people in very different ways. And I need to tell you something: the people in front of you, the enemies in front of you, are immune to poison because they're already fucking dead. So
True.
consider this the GM using your common sense feat, which we need to add to everybody's character sheet, to know, no, this is not the place to throw a tactical frog-based nuke. However fun that might sound.
Can I try to hit a skeleton with my
Well, can
my
you?
shovel?
Let's take a look. And as I explained to you, I will also explain to our audience some very basics of D&D tactical combat. There are two major ways to do combat in D&D. One is on a tactical grid and or 3D map. The other is what's called theater of the mind. Up until now, we've worked primarily with theater of the mind, in which we describe a scene in such a way that common actions can replace numbers based on what you can normally do. In tactical, we use our movement much more carefully, including the other actions that we can take in combat. So because our friend Soli is very new to role-playing games, I will help him with a brief tutorial. Soli, this is your character, and I hope you forgive me. This is a button of a female dwarf. You might be beardless, but we don't misgender people in this channel. The types of actions that you can take in battle generally break down into movement, standard actions, such as attacking, and bonus actions. In order to attack one of these enemies, first we're going to move. Your speed is 30 feet, unless I've messed something up while making your character with you. So, in a normal grid like this, every square is meant to be 5 feet. With a speed of 30, we can move 6 squares. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sully charges ahead. Running, not using the charge maneuver. You are now in front of this legionnaire, an ancient warrior, who is now nothing but bones and dust under what was once serviceable armor. He doesn't look that tough. Would you like to attack?
Yeah.
We're going to do an attack action. For that, roll a 1d20 with your weapon proficiencies in it, or what applies to your shovel. So that'll be your strength bonus plus your proficiency bonus. And I think, because you're fighting with your trusty shovel, Sasha, you actually have expertise in it. It is the weapon that you've wielded all your life. So that means your proficiency is added twice. So, roll to attack.
Okay. It's like +6, basically, right?
It'll be a +6 or somewhere in the whereabouts. Don't worry. Let's just flow with the numbers we have.
13, 19.
13 hits. The armor was good, but it's rusted away. As the fog clears, your attack hits. There is a ringing sound and a breaking of bones. Roll for damage.
7.
7 points of damage. How much life do these motherfuckers have? Oh, you're not able to kill it, but you do lop off the ancient warrior's shield arm. It looks at you with an without much intelligence behind those eyes. Now, is there any other action you want to take? I don't think you have anything other than maybe a second wind right now, but I would save that until later if I was you.
I stay there.
Okay, having struck a mighty hit, the initiative then moves on to the Legionnaires. They're all going to take different actions. So, first, their size is going to remain the same. They don't use magic to enlarge. First of all, these three are going to gather in a formation. This one had... Yeah, it is enough movement. In this formation, they form a testudo to gain additional AC. You see that they don't quite lock their shields together, but some ancient instinct tells them to fight as a group. Additionally, one of them is now behind Sully, which means he can attack with advantage using army tactics. We're going to decide on that action later. This other one quite simply moves to the edge of its bed and takes up guard position. And this other one remains at the back and readies an action. I am going to resolve this attack against Sully now. It's going to be a 1d20 plus... That is a fucking 2. No, these guys do not have enough of a bonus to hit you. Sully, behind you, you hear the sound of something that would have tried to hit you if it didn't fail so pathetically to even begin as a movement. However, the Legionnaire in front of you, it's going to take a moment as well. Oh shit, I forgot. They're attacking with advantage. Hang on, you might actually be fucked. So that's a 14 plus 4. What's your AC? That is the advantage check for the first attack, which I said had whiffed. What is your armor class?
In the...
It's empty.
Oh,
I don't know
That
why.
can't be right. Well, if I don't have this wrong, it'll be 10 plus your constitution, plus any armor you're wearing. I believe we said Sully was wearing clothes. So that's going to be a 1 because they're hard work clothes. What is your constitution modifier?
2.
So you've got a 13 or 14. You're kind of low because that was a 14. So, and now I'm rolling for the one in front of you. That is a 1. And that is a 7. Okay, so 2 attacks go at you. Only the one in your back hits. You feel a hit. It doesn't quite penetrate your flesh, but you've been stabbed, rather, you've been sliced with a rusty sword. That is going to be a 1d8 plus a certain amount of damage. Oh, tell me, I wasn't actually showing the dice using the webcam while I said all of that stuff, wasn't I? That is a 3 plus 2. You take 5 healthy points of damage, slashing. And with that, the initiative moves on to Suruk, the half-orc warrior. We're with you, man.
Okay, so what did you say the one below is doing?
Sorry?
I don't know if you see my mouse. What is this guy doing?
Oh, the one in the back?
ladies.
You take a look through the gloom, because you have half-dark, half-light vision, I think that's what it's called. You're able to see he's raiding a spear to throw it at an opportune moment. It's like a short but broad-bladed spear. It's got like 3 of those.
What is the difficulty for me to throw my sword at him?
Well, I'm not entirely certain if this would count as an improvised attack check. Fuck it. I'll add a +2 modifier to his DC. You roll an attack check.
plus 7. If it's my broadsword. It's a 1. God damn it.
God, I love Final Fantasy. The music for that shit is so good. Come on, man, you're a professional dice roller up in this bitch. Move it faster!
I rolled a 1.
Yeah, it's just that the noise from Amadeus get mixed
So
with
this
it.
is not a system in the game. I'm just an asshole. And these people brought me out of my home to make me run games for them on the internet. Therefore, roll me a 1d4. You want a low
A
result.
1. A 1 what?
D4. On a result of 4, that hit is going for a friend.
Ow.
It's a
I'm pretty sure that's going to hit me.
Listen, here's the thing. The practical thing here as a dungeon master would be to roll a 1d4, subtract 1, and say, depending on that, which one it hits. But because you reacted in a way that is sexually funny, I'm afraid you are getting hit.
Okay.
So,
Live by the dice, die by the dice.
please, Zura, roll me. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is not a mechanic. This is just me making the most fun out of the show I've got.
It's a 4 plus 4.
So Zurk's sword goes sailing out, and in a feat of skill that they probably could not have repeated in their normal life, one of the 3 skeletons in front of you quite simply angles his shield up, and it makes the sword hit the ceiling and then fall down perfectly on the meat of your shoulder muscle.
Fuck!
You may on. By the way, that's on Murakan's shoulder muscle.
Oh.
Yeah,
Wait,
because that's
I
a
just
four,
said
it
me.
hits a teammate.
Oh. Look,
I
don't
say
pretend
that
like
in
you got it.
Orcish.
So that was, if by your level you're able to make 2 attacks, you're still happy. But be aware, if I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken. If one of our audience catches this later, let me know and I'll improve. Once you've decided to attack, I believe you have to finish attacking before moving. Like if you move now, you can't attack later. I might be wrong. You know what? Fuck it. That's wrong. Forget everything I just said.
Alright, so
I said forget.
I grab my sword and say, I'm sorry. Didn't mean it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you didn't mean it.
Murakami,
So I just
one of you has to roll either a charisma or an insight check to say if that's true or not. Can.
That's 12 in insight.
Listen, it wasn't on purpose, but you don't know how to feel about this guy. Which in turn makes you feel like, anyways, this guy killed me. What the fuck?
Yeah, that actually made me feel bad about myself.
We're digressing. Mr. Zora, please finish your turn. What else are you gonna do?
oh, grab the sword, and since this motherfucker is isolated, am I grabbing my? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna
You're
hit
able to
him.
get there. What are you gonna do? Attack?
Yep.
Roll to attack.
It's 16 plus 7.
That hits. Roll damage.
That's a 14 points of damage.
Okay, so you quickly realize that this armor's weak sort of point is being struck with upward strike. The way the armor plates are on each other, it's just so much easier to go through them if you're doing upward slashes. So without, you do it without trying. Exactly through the weak spot, bisect the skeleton completely in half. It falls completely bisected to the ground, and that unit is gone. So I am just going to put a little X mark.
What do I need to roll to do like a tactical appraisal?
In this case, we can call it an insight check.
Yeah.
That'll consume any bonus actions that you would otherwise use on this turn.
I know.
Roll for it as we move on to the next turn.
10.
Which is Murakami. 10. Listen. These guys are dangerous, but they don't seem to be particularly well coordinated except for the three in the middle. Like, from where you're standing, they probably weren't even that tough in real life. Just soldiers.
Okay. I'm gonna use my action search.
Nope, you may not. You may not. Unfortunately.
Why not?
If I'm not mistaken, to launch the action surge, it is a bonus action. So, spent on the insight.
Okay.
Which I know is probably not how the action economy works. But, corrections later, flowing now. Murakami, that is your turn, after which it will be Amadeus. What are you going to do,
Okay. I'm going to get here.
So you charge up in front of the shield wall. These guys are armed with short spears on their back, like the one you think might be readying up to throw, and short swords. Broad, sort of like a hand. Amadeus, what did you want to say?
You don't. The action search is not a bonus action. You get additional action on top of your regular action and a possible bonus action.
Okay, here's how we're going to resolve it. Let's get through Murakami's turn. Amadeus, thank you for the rules lawyering. Better games with rules. Zoro, after Murakami's turn, you'll be able to run your bonus action as if it was a turn. Okay? Sorry, your thing.
Action search.
Action search.
We're with you.
Okay. I have my 2 axes. I already declared that I were going to take all my axes before we enter here.
You have them.
I will attack. How tall is the shield they have in front? Is a tower shield?
It's a tower shield. It's to chin level.
And he's on the
You
ground?
look rickety, but by being all together, you can tell that these guys have an efficient way of fighting. Not necessarily very skilled, but here's what.
So the shield must be on the ground.
Yes.
Well, I will attack with... My first attack will be with my axe, the guy in front. And with the other hand, the guy beside Sully. Behind Sully.
Okay. Roll to attack twice. Now, I'm telling you because these guys are in formation, they have slightly higher AC.
Okay.
Not too high, but a little more than they would on their own.
So that's a +5 to hit. Okay. This is a 13, and the left hand is a 17.
So the
To hit.
first one bounces off the shield, but the second one
Okay.
hits square. Roll for damage.
Okay. That's 1d6 plus 2. That's 5 from the one in my left.
5 points of damage doesn't kill it, but you're able to cut off its shield arm, which will affect the shield wall for the others. So one of the
Okay.
hits bounces off of a shield in formation, they support each other. But with the other hit, you make the tactical situation easier for your friend. Any other
Now,
actions you take?
yeah, my second attack. Wait, first I will use the Heartbreaker team. So with the axe that didn't hit the guy in front, I take the bones and hit the guy in the right.
Again. Okay.
Yeah,
Go
because
for it.
with Heartbreaker I can hit another creature that is no more than 5 feet.
Oh, so it works like cleave.
Yeah.
I see. Very good. Very good. In this game, I have a modification of Horde rules that comes originally from the Fantasy Flight system. Fantasy Flight games system for Deathwatch hordes.
It's a fucking crit. Jesus Christ.
Oh my!
I don't know what I'm doing. This is.
So you hit a crit.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll that damage for me, please.
It's twice the damage, right?
Twice the damage. Twice the damage rolls, but you don't add your modifiers twice. So if it's a 1d8, you would roll 2d8s.
Okay. It's 2d6. This is 10, 12.
With 12 points of damage, the hit which you thought was a bounce, you find extra rotation somewhere in you and cleave and actually take down the two skeletons, the one in front of you and the one behind Sully. You have
Both of them?
moment you're able to kill two of them by just cleaving and dealing that damage to two people.
Damn!
Listen, a moment of inspiration hits, you're in your element. They remind you of caravan guards, only drier. With that, could somebody put the little black token over the two guys that he just killed as we move
I
on to our
want
wizard's time?
more.
Amadeus.
Wait,
I still
my
have
action
one
surge.
attack.
Oh, your action surge, Zur. Go for
I
it.
still have one attack.
Motherfucker.
Yeah.
Oh, you leveled up. God damn. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Man. Fine. Go. Roll it.
Now I will hit the guy that is behind Sully.
No, that one's already dead. Actually. So let me explain what just happened. There was one that was weakened. That's the one behind Sully. And there was the one in front of you. So you can tell me if the additional strike you got from that Horde Breaker went to the one that's behind Sully or to the one to the right. So take the little black token that I made over the one that Zurak killed first, make 2 copies, and point out which ones you killed. But you have to have killed 2 that are together.
Okay, then I will. Oh,
As we do that,
let's.
can you please tell me what you're gonna do? We'll resolve thing as quickly as humanly possible.
Let's do it like this then.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You get there.
And swing at the bitch with the spear.
So
Yeah,
here's
but
the
I
thing.
think.
Before you swing, if you went past the one down there, you're gonna take an opportunity attack.
That's what I'm talking. I still have one attack to do. It's not the Heartbreaker thing. The Heartbreaker thing allowed me to attack another people, a different creature with the same weapon. So I killed these guys with the damage from my axe in the right. Okay? And now I will do my second attack to this guy, to the other one that is left.
Okay, brother. Roll.
I will attack him with both axes.
Damn, you guys leveled up. Holy shit. But this is
So-
only one room.
The first axe is a 14, and the second one is is 16, and it's plus 4. It's 18 and 12.
18 and 12. The 18 hits, the 12 bounce.
Okay, so that's 8 points of damage for the
Okay,
guy
is that
left.
to the one that was weakened before?
No, the one that is on my right. This guy
Okay,
here.
I see it. So that one stays alive, but is heavily damaged. Therefore, Zuruk is going. I know that this is slightly out of order, but Zuruk is going to take that opportunity attack.
Yeah.
Let me just roll for it.
Sure.
I try.
Okay, so that is a 21. I'm assuming it hits.
Ouch.
Now,
Yeah.
don't be too sad. This is only going to be a D8.
That's way more than
That
my
is a
ex
2
does.
plus 3, 5 points of healthy damage as you take a slice to your Achilles. Now, do whatever horrible things you're going to do to the one in the back as we get to Amadeus's turn.
Damn it. It's 12 plus 7.
Okay. Is that damage?
Hits? No,
Hits.
that's
Hits.
attack. It hits.
Go for
Alright.
it. Roll damage.
Okay, so I got a 15 of damage.
These guys have 12 points of HP. You take another one down. The difference a level can make. So with that, you bisect the motherfucker. If he had guts, they'd be all over the place. Somebody call Tarantino. No mancer. Forget I ever said that. As we get to the fucking wizard's turn. Put
All
a
right.
black token over the people that you've killed. Amadeus. What are
All
you
right. There are two left, right?
From what I can count,
Yes, two are standing. All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start slowly walking, like I don't give a fuck, while I cast Firebolt, and I'm gonna use
Firebolt.
Twin Spell. Yeah,
Oh,
not
yeah.
Firebolt. Firebolt with a T.
Okay, important
gonna-
distinction. It is a small room.
Yeah, my boy. Yes, it is. And while I'm walking like I don't care, and I'm pointing at these two bitches, okay, and I'm shooting, and I'm using Twin Spell, which means that I'm gonna use the same spell to attack each of them. Okay.
God damn.
I don't know what I'm doing. How do I make a copy of this?
Stop
I
it.
hit with
It's
the
already.
beautiful-
Control C, Control V.
It's 14
Let me.
plus
What you're doing.
8. That's a 24 to hit each of them. And I'm
Let me-
gonna
Let
I'm
me.
gonna do some nice damage right now because I don't
I'm
care.
not doing anything.
And I
Wait,
hit them
outside
with a
the-
beautiful
Let-
15 points of
there.
damage each.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
So-
okay.
here's the thing. This was only the first room, but I still thought it would take more than a turn. However, this party that met each other a short time ago and yet has the arguably enviable quality of having shared death once find in each other that together you are good at dealing death to others. So there is
Great
a hit,
death. in this
a
case.
skeleton dice. A warrior moves on ahead, takes on 3 all on his own, and becomes a flurry of blows. There is another warrior that seems to face out of time as he just goes. And 2 things which are already dead die again. And then 2 flashes of fire. And there is now silence in the room. Your enemies lie scattered, broken to pieces, so efficiently you only have a couple of scrapes and bumps to show for it. The air is still and cool and smells of dust. On the far wall,
I've-
a piece of stone lowers, and there is now an opening to some stairs going into the darkness. Now, sorry, my
Okay.
little battle beast is going crazy. I hear you.
I think the worst part of these motherfuckers was the sword that hit me.
Yeah. God damn it. I hadn't rolled a 1
Damn
in
it.
a long ass time.
Oh God.
Yes, in truth, you have been lucky. This has been a very simple battle. But as you look down to the stairs that go into darkness, no insight roll is needed to know that the dimensions are wrong. From what you saw outside, those stairs should lead nowhere. And yet, with a very quick look through, you see what looks to be an infinite spiral down into darkness with sconces with faded blue light going off to the point that you cannot see
This
the bottom.
place just keeps getting weirder. What a surprise.
What a
I-
surprise.
By the force
I
of the
cast-
habit, I start checking if there is something of value here.
Well, let me just resolve these two things real quick. Amadeus, what are you going to cast?
I was just gonna cast a cigar and light it. Will I keep walking and just walk on the on the bones? Like I don't want to touch this shit, and just keep walking with my cigar in my hand.
To that, Murakhan, around you, you don't see anything of too much value. In fact, this is a little strange, but you see a little logic to it. Please roll a intelligence check to get that piece of lore if you want. That is optional. But also roll a investigation check for loot.
Okay. This is intelligence, and this is a 6. It's plain because I have no modifier to that.
Fucking no, I don't know. They put the stupid guys up front, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then for the look around,
With investigation,
yes, sir.
yeah, fuck it. It's a 10.
With a 10, you see that next to each one of the bunks, there is a little chest. They are not very, I mean, they're pretty plain. They clearly would have been the place that the soldiers carried their personal affairs in life. One of them looks less rotted than the others. You think you could open it? You go for it?
I will check all of them because even personal belongings could be worthy for someone. Remember, I was a fucking mercenary, a headhunter, so.
So most of them are empty, but for two. In one of them, you find a leather tong. Like a thong. Like, it's just, you
Okay.
don't think about it too hard. But in the other one, you do find some gold coins stamped with skulls on them. You find the equivalent of 50 GP and a what's the word I was going for here? Oh yeah, you find a how do I explain this? It looks like a necklace of a little penis with wings.
Okay.
It's not magical in any way. You think this is a cultural artifact.
Just a penis or a penis with the balls?
It's got balls, two tiny little
Okay.
feet, and some like crudely carved wings.
Okay, I
Nice. Yeah.
touch the coins
Yeah,
Okay,
they're
I
just
save
regular
the
gold
coins. and throw the pendant to the orc. This is maybe from your tribe, motherfucker.
For the record, those are actual, like, real things that the Romans made. I won't explain much more about that. It's not a magical item in any capacity. It's just a fertility totem.
Red
So I
Bull
say,
dick.
don't go around throwing dicks at me, please. I just
Well, you shouldn't have thrown your
The
sword
dick-
at him. Well, I
the
can
dick
walk.
is made of gold or any metals of sort.
Nah, it's made, from what you can tell, it's made out of, like, lead.
Okay. Well, if the orc doesn't want it, I think no one's will want to take the dick.
And so with that, well, we could go ahead. We are actually at the 2 hours and 20 minutes mark, which I think is about as much video as I can watch and edit with some of the other things I need to watch and edit. The rest of the dungeon is actually already made. This is the rare occasion
look.
where
Asking
we get
if
to the
it has
plan
balls
ends
is
before I
crucial
run
for
out
the
of
plot.
material.
Great.
It is crucial for the plot. But you don't think fertility is crucial to the way that people organize their lives? One thing you might not know, but Amadeus, you remember the words of the old lion. He said, now that you are reborn, you may never have children again.
Oh, so maybe we need to give that dick to the old man.
I mean, those are some thoughts with which to occupy your heads as you look past the impossible door and look into the darkness. The spiral staircase heads on down and down and down until what seems to be an alcove. At that point, the stairs are broken, discontinuous, like there would be like a fall of maybe 50 feet before you could go on. You reason from what you've been told that this dungeon intends for you to clear it room by room. Now, as the game master, I will tell you, I am a fan of the 5-room dungeon structure. It's not exactly the same thing, but you have beaten the first room. When we come back for episode 3 next week, Sunday, will you be able to get to the end before the end of the game? I am going to let you know now. If you're not able to get there, bad things may happen. So, I've had a lot of fun with you today. We now put official end to the show. I would have a transition here, but I was too ADHD to prepare one. So I'm just going to take off my cape to indicate coming out of character. Excellent. So, for those who have not completed leveling up their characters, as we said,
You
last
moved
time,
your
let's go-
microphone, and now you sound a little bit odd.
The microphone is in the cape. Yeah,
El micrófono está en tu ano.
in your balls.
No, soy tu culo.
Now you see why the balls are important for the plot.
Silence, you foolish mortals!
Where's where the mic?
Balls are sacrosanct, placed in my codpiece of holding. This is serious Cronin lore, by the way. I went to university in Argenta. We can all use Mage Hand. Do you know how many things we do to each other's balls? Wizard Society, man. We have
Too much
healing spells.
information, bro.
Personal responsibility
Too much-
is an issue. That's
too
why
much
my balls
information.
exist in an extra dimensional space. Are we clear?
I don't want to know that.
I want it known that Cronin, sorcerer and wizard, is immune to testicular torsion spells. Save your spell slots,
Cierto.
bitches.
Es cierto, es cierto.
All right.
With that, I've had a lot of fun today. And wasn't it better than last time? Please tell me it was. I want to prove it.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
The map really
Next
made a
week.
difference.
Totally.
Next week's even better. So this first room was not difficult. I'm letting you know that. But be warned. Difficulty goes up. And due to... How do I put this? Expect death.
Pero si morimos, I mean, if we die, we can come back
You
to
may
life.
speak in the language of elves if you so prefer. I
Bueno,
will understand.
si morimos me podrían arrastrar y llevarme a donde ya sabemos que
Yes, so there are some deeper rules concerning that your party may not necessarily know about. Amadeus would be able to tell you he was not really fully dead when he was thrown in. He was dying of a heart attack. Still takes a while for the brain to stop working. But hey, it's a
well,
strategy.
if I die, I land in another timeline.
Who knows? Nobody has died in this one apart from that time everybody did it together.
Yeah. True.
That's the thing. Now that we are playing for everyone, I will let you know something, our dear audience. I am very much inspired by the works of From Software. And if there's one thing that can be said about those worlds is that they're not in a hurry to explain themselves. While these gentlemen are my creative collaborators, for a while now, I've been trying to more intelligently separate between what I write and what I say.
Give me
I
just
hope
a
you will
minute
enjoy
before
solving
my
the
cat.
mystery of Oro as much as they do.
Gotta give me a minute. My cat is just going bonkers, asking for food. Give me just a sec.
Just to differentiate this section later in the replay, I'm just going to change my background. Suddenly, a line becomes Asian. Cronin becomes Asian. Where's my girl? Where's my Rani? Can't see her no more. Oh well. Terrible. Silver moon for everyone.
I really enjoy the map, using the map today. It's been a while since we used a map, so it was refreshing again.
Would you know that I actually made the battle maps very much last moment? I thought I would find it a lot more difficult, but I've gotten better at using the Incarnate platform. For anybody that's watching us, I'm not sponsored. I do pay Incarnate. It's a great and it's very easy to use and a very powerful map making software. So, good stuff. Between that and Zoom workspaces, I think we found an easy way to coordinate battle maps on the
Yeah.
go. And please, guys, use the whiteboards. If you want the links again, I'll give them to you, but they're a way for you to write down what happens in the story. Because as we move on, there will be less reminders and more expectation that attention was paid. I will also try to make a story that's good enough to pay attention to. So, before we finish, I would like to say next session will be combat heavy. So what I said at the end there is to encourage you to pick up the player's handbook and take a good look at combat. I will be doing the same as well, of course. But I would like to bring to the audience next week some great tactical D&D play. What do you think?
Great.
We could get together during the weekend, discuss some shit. And what do you think about playing at some other point in the week a little bit of Goblin with a Fat Ass?
Ooh, I would like that.
You see,
That would be
my dear
great.
audience, I just fucking love role-playing games. I can't get enough. And the more I do the shit that I like, the more good content is easy to make. So, we'll try to find space and time to play other things a little bit easier on the rule set. The other thing that I would like to say is ORO is system agnostic. And I would like to run this similar. I would like us to try running a session using the Kids on Bike systems that they've been using in Dropout, Dimension 20 for Never Stop Blowing Up, and etc. Really fun. It's a bit more like Fate. I'll explain that. Anyway, that's been enough of me. Thank you for everybody for watching us.